Welcome to people who are joining us in advance of our Cred.15 morning session. Thank you for joining. Just encourage you to take a moment, just relax into your space and feel settled. We're going to start in a moment or so. Hopefully you feel comfortable. You've got no distraction around you. So just connect into yourself. If you're sitting, hopefully you feel nice and relaxed. Okay, it's 8:15 and welcome everybody to the Cred Morning 15. My name is Ronan McDowell. I am the founder of Cred and I have the pleasure and privilege of being one of your hosts today. I'm joined by Kendra Strudwick and I will introduce Kendra in a moment. So firstly, a little bit about myself. I'm a professional certified coach with the Neuro Leadership Institute. My personal purpose is to enable meaningful impact in the world. Cred's purpose is to enable collective actions today to impact tomorrow's world. And I really believe that Cred.15 fits into both of those purposes. So what is Cred.15? It's like F45, but for your brain. The difference is that we're asking you to slow down for 15 minutes twice a day. Our intention is that Kendra and I will show up here twice a day to support you to feel a bit more positive, to prioritize physical movement, and to feel connected. We understand that people are joining us from different parts of the world, so if it's at the end of the day, this might be a time for reflection. Some of you are starting your day, so you may be seeking structure and focus. And some of you may be on your own and needing connection. So we're here to support you. So before we kick off, just a little bit of housekeeping. We are using Zoom. For those of you who are familiar with Zoom, we have a chat function, which we will invite you to type your responses in at different times during the session. We will hang around at the end. If anyone wants to ask a question, we will please put up your hand and we will invite you to come off mute and we will stay around to answer any of your questions. For those of you watching on Facebook Live, maybe just reflect on some of your answers or feel free to use a sheet of paper to record some of your answers. Now I have the privilege to hand over to Kendra Strudwick, my trainer, my mentor, coach, and friend. Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone, or good evening to those of you that are dialing in from the other part of the globe. I'd like to start today's session with a short mindfulness activity to help us all arrive. We believe it's more important now that more than ever to take those moments to be more mindful versus mindless. So let's arrive together. There's no right or wrong way to do this activity. Please just follow my prompts and invite yourself to participate. Breathe. Breathe again. Smile. Relax. Arrive. Where you are in this moment, be natural, open to effortlessness, to being, rather than doing. Drop everything, let go, and arrive. So thank you for taking that moment to just connect in, and perhaps you've noticed some sensations that you didn't notice prior to doing that activity. Let's look at step 2 and do a short labeling exercise. So when we label something, we put a name to it. What I'd like you to do is to notice those sensations, whatever you're feeling at this point in time, and to express that in a word or two. So it could be some of the words that are listed on your screen, or it could be some words that aren't listed on your screen. As we broaden our emotional vocabulary, we're able to increase our ability to navigate emotion. So emotional literacy is something that I challenge all of you to develop. So just check in. I'm going to leave 30 seconds of silence and allow you to check in and notice, what are you feeling? And double click into it. Sometimes there's a combination of emotions. So let's just notice first, and then we'll share that with one another in the chat box. So 30 seconds to just notice and double click into the emotions that might be there. When you're ready, I invite you to type how you're feeling in the chat box. For me, I noticed a little bit of an ache right between my shoulder blades. So I'm a bit achy. I'm feeling quite calm and centered. What is it for you? Please type how you're feeling this morning into the chat box. Relaxed. Right now I'm calm as you did yoga before this. Thank you. This is where I'm trying to create a bit of yoga for your brain this morning. Calm and grateful. Present. Thanks, Andre. Relaxed and calm. Mentally fatigued. Very specific. Thanks, Mickey G. So however you're feeling, don't engage with that. Just notice it. Thanks, Nicole. Calm and focused. So wherever you are, we see you, and I'm going to hand over to Ronan and allow Ronan to take you through our next exercise today.
Thank you, Kendra. So for those of you who have been on our calls before, we have 3 key pillars in the Cred.15. Direct, where we support you to understand where you're directing your attention. Move, where we encourage you to be physically active for at least 15 minutes each day. And connect. Make sure that we're feeling connected with ourselves and with others in our community, even though we can't be physically connected. So we're going to do a scan of every of the 3 items, but today I'm going to just do a deep dive into direct. I'm probably building on the theme of positivity. So we know when our brains are engaged, we're in a toward state in our brain, and when we're not engaged, we're in a defensive away part of our brain. So last week, when on reflection, I was in a real defensive part of my brain, and all I saw was the bad things that were happening in the world. I was consumed by the news. I started a spreadsheet tracking the countries around the world with the cases and the outbreaks and the cumulative totals, and that's all I saw. This week, because I've been active and working on Cred.15 and engaging my focus in a different place, all I'm seeing is the good things that are happening in the world. I'm seeing examples of a guy called James Parnell who put up a 2-minute video on 22-minute productivity tips. I'm learning and reading about kids that are drawing pictures of rainbows and hanging them outside their houses such that when people walk by, they'll see a moment of positivity. So my question to you is, what could you do to change your focus such that you see some of the good things that are happening? Take 30 seconds just to reflect, and then we'll invite you to type your answer in the chat box. Okay, I'd like to invite you now, if you can, or you would like to, share some of the strategies that you could use to shift your focus. Okay, I see a couple of people typed, limit my time on news, get off social media. Yes, stop reading the news first thing in the morning. Media fasting. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jackie, for sharing that. And maybe it's around some of the people we're kind of hanging out with and interacting. Do we need to unsubscribe from a couple of the negative WhatsApp groups that just seem to be filled with the naysay. SM diet, yes, Mickey G. Listen to music. Getting out twice a day. Thank you, Nadia. Listen to music, yeah, it makes me feel good. Thank you for sharing that, Andre. Forest bathing. 30-minute intense exercise, music and exercise. Thank you everybody for sharing. And there's a great balance and blend there. So just want to ask you to think about, how do you build that into your intention for today? Maybe when you find yourself slipping into some of the old habits, what can you do to make sure that you remember to remember? Just take a couple of seconds. I'm not going to invite you to share, but just reflect. I like that one. Ground myself in the garden every day, every hour, should I say. Thanks, Tim, for sharing that. Okay, guys, and just another build on that. What are some of the good things that, now that you've slowed down for a few minutes, that are happening around you? Is it your family, some of your friends, some of the good things that you've seen out there, if you are connecting on social media or in true support groups and through our connection? Just take 30 seconds to reflect on some of the good things. And if you do want to share, we'd love to hear what you're experiencing so that we can all become aware of some of the really cool things that are happening. And if you'd like to now, I invite you to share and add in the chat box. Thanks for the answers. Having a crack with the kids. I like that, Aisling. Thank you. Yeah. I think some of the things, I'm very guilty of not noticing some of the things that are right in front of me. A real sense of we're in this thing together. Yes, Mickey G. Easier to catch up with friends as you can do a virtual catch up with minimal pre-planning rather than months of diary coordination. Yes, it does feel like a more simple life, doesn't it? Hallelujah for that. We're not overscheduled. Family meals. Yes, Neve, thank you. Feels good to see people care about you these days. Absolutely. I think we shared the other day, it's a difficult time, but we are seeing the absolute best of people at the moment. Thank you for sharing, guys. I'm going to hand back to Kendra now, who's going to guide us through move and connect and complete for our day.
Yes, we want to touch on our other two pillars. Went for a walk last night and I have never noticed so many people with dogs in the suburb that I live in. It's all anyone can do at the moment. So everybody's out walking these dogs and saying hello to one another, which is something that didn't happen prior. You know, they're acknowledging and how are you and stopping to chat. So I've actually really enjoyed that. What can you do today to move? Just even 15 minutes of movement. It could be exercise or it could be gentle movement and stretching. But I want to invite you to think about what is it that you can do, that you can commit to get some movement happening in your day or more movement happening in your day. It won't just help your physical body, it helps your mental body as well. So take some time to reflect and set the intention. What are you going to do to move today? Looks like Ronan's going cycling with the kids. If you'd like to share your ideas in the chat box, please do. We'll keep you honest. We'll hold you accountable for that. Now, we've talked a little bit about connection today. But let's be intentional about who we want to connect with. 70% of your happiness comes from your relationships with other people. And social isolation is a significant threat. So I'd like to get you to think about anyone that might be living on their own and now is in isolation solo, so they don't have anyone else to connect with. Who do you know that you could reach out to and connect that might be in that space? Loneliness is the equivalent of being punched in the face. Like, it's the same level of threat to your brain. And chronic loneliness is a serious illness. So who can we reach out to and make it a little bit less lonely today? Again, choose someone. Be intentional about it. If you'd like to share in the chat box, share your commitment with us, please do. Otherwise, it's there for you. And we really thank you for being here and forming yet another community, another space where people can come and shelter, connect, and be inspired to stay positive. Hopefully we'll see you tonight at 5:15. Ronan and I will be here and look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day, folks.
Thank you.